I'm bored. There's no electricity. Right now, Arlene Lorenzo is sucking Andrew's dick and Andrew's like, oh yeah, I didn't know that anybody come in. I'm there. You can make out to Andrew's sweaters. You can make everything on you. Is it people sometimes? Someone else really steal from me here and there. She money they stay in my home, but don't want permission to go to buildings. They steal my vehicles, they're illegal prostitutes, they're hookers. Trying to make me gospel. Yo quiero que María Lorenzo se mate hoy. Yo quiero que Alberto se mate hoy. Yo quiero que Andrew se mate hoy. Yo quiero que Jimmy se mate hoy. Yo quiero que Claudia Guerrero Martínez se mate hoy. Yo quiero que Sarah Francis se mate hoy. What else? Yo quiero que Alex Varela se mate hoy. Yo quiero que Kate Lamar se mate hoy. Yo quiero que Carolina Chávez se mate hoy. I'm bored. There's no Brazilian permanently can't lay. I don't know even supposed to have had sex since 2016. What else? I'm bored. Those people that steal from me think that the closer to causing my death are the pirates. And the closer they are to rape me. I'm bored. Carrasco. In 2025, I went to Carrasco. Mostly everyone in my family watches every Christmas. They're out there. Everything that's not there is so disgusting. What else? Basura. Yo quiero que Yolanda Suárez Lorenzo se mate hoy. Yo quiero que Miriam Carrero se mate hoy. What's that? Yo quiero que Ana Luz Carrero se mate hoy. They do is come first, make people, store people out of money. What else? What else? You can take off it, you need someone They're disgusting. You can take off it, Joe Williams. You can take off it. What's his name? Someone just you can take off it, someone else. Hijo 25, hermano, que tiene they're trying to make me. No, let's go. Ew. Yo quiero que Jennifer Molina se mate hoy. I'm bored. Zero people are watching. One has picked this post. I'm bored. Oh, this is so slow. Yes, I wish I got I'm bored. Let's get some money today. Who's getting the money today? Oh, cool. Let's stay on farms, right? There's one because in my apartment. Yo quiero que Jennifer Bonilla se mate hoy. Yo quiero que Jennifer Vázquez se mate hoy. Yo quiero que Jaira Acevedo se mate hoy. Yo quiero que Jennifer Marie Vázquez se mate hoy. Yo quiero que Alex Acevedo se mate hoy. Yo quiero que Arlene Lorenzo se mate hoy. What else? Just because we're Facebook friends doesn't mean that. We're friends and this doesn't make me psycho. I'm saying this is all. I'm bored. I'm bored. And I'm this bored. I see the death penalty for people. I'll play if I have to. I know she might be dead right now. We didn't know she knows skills dependería pagar nosotros. We make her seem like ella es inservible porque no nos nombra todo el pena y nos deja de hablar. One person's watching, one has like this both. I'm bored. My internet is slow at the moment. Andrew Suarez steals from me, so I can't be happy. Trying to remind me that he exists, but I don't remember him ever on purpose. I find it to be deplorable. So real, soy una telenovela donde Chavo era pobre. Y de barrio, Dios, pues yo le voy a dejar de la existencia a la niña rica before I was born, ¿no? I'm bored. I am bored. I want to eat at First Watch tomorrow. What else? You can decapitate everyone that's trying to traffic me into a homeless shelter. So I can't have sex with anyone. Yo creo que Ginny Arlene Lorenzo Suárez se mate. Yo la mataría, pero ella para mí no existe. Y yo no la quiero tocar a ella porque ella es puerca, ella viola, es un asco, es una mierda. So I'm asking the FBI to kill Ginny Lorenzo Suárez for me ASAP. ASAP. If ASAP for the FBI means 5 to 10 years, okay, I'll testify against Ginny Lorenzo Suárez in court if I have to. What else? I want Arlene Lorenzo to kill herself today. I want Arlene Lorenzo to kill herself today. I want Albert Suarez to kill himself today. Social Lie wannabe never made the cut. Es what he is still. Yo quiero que Marily González Soto se mate hoy. Yo quiero que Yesenia Román Feliciano se mate hoy. Yo quiero que Yamaris Carrero se mate hoy. I'm bored. I want to watch TV. I don't know. In the meantime, my siblings, my relatives, for the most part, their neighbors, colleagues, have been raping my precious Gasco. And or colleagues. I mean, they're just colleagues that I would have fucked like once a one-night stand for me. And they've been raping them for how many years? Saying, I am a pirate. In the meantime, I had a lovely time earlier doing the art school thing. I love this about me. Look how pretty these are. Porque how many of your professors have said, look at this. La glitter came over your eyes. What else? No, girl, that was a really nice trick that you showed me on Snapchat. How did you do that? Like, literally. Great example, guys, of slow motion video recording. What's the other one? We already moved on from slow motion recording. And I thought that because there was glitter in that video, just to get that image out of our hands, I should start today class with business principles. What you can do with that Snapchat account. Sell a hair clip. Anyways, love glitter, love glitter. I love glitter. Anyway, so next we'll move on to the history of slow motion and glitter too, with the principles of respect. And wow, Nina, what an ass, what an ass. Like I kind of gauged it and now I'm recommending you to be the nude model. Porque the humanities program is looking always for people to draw and paint. So after seeing that video, great job, great job. Apparently that's what you live for that recommendation. So yeah, it worked. It worked. What else? What else? What else? What else? Just fill out the application online and I'll message the team that selects people through Snapchat and say, look at this ass, you must have it. What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. I am bored. Anyways, the clip. Oh, what was I? Oh. So I was gonna work on this to post it on Facebook. I knew this could happen, me building clippies online, and then he stole my ribbon, no, and then he has liver of, oh, Shire, oh, shit, que me la mama, y yo hago lo que sea, porque hasta violar, matar y robar por ti, cojo las cintas de Arlene que Kehlani y Jaden iban a heredar posiblemente y entonces le hago el clip a la gente y digo, Shire of shit, me dijo que si me mama la tota puedo vender esto, por tanto que aquí tienen los clientes, we're pirates. Oh, Shire of shit, keep introducing me to all these people. They suck my titties, they suck my cunt, they suck my ass, they suck my fingers. I can't get enough of it. Oh, wow, wow, wow. By the way, guys, Lifford, I think he really passed the ribbon through his ass. So that's his clientele. What else? 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 So el tipo un puerco me robó mis cintas que me pertenecen a mí y a Jaden y a Kehlani. Most likely because it's caused my homelessness, my poverty, my starvation, my loneliness that I lost my belongings from storage. And he possibly acquired them or wants to try to torment me that, ha ha ha, they volviste loca, I don't have your stuff. It all went to the garbage truck. They're disgusting. In the meantime, it's Data Miss Kehlani. I posted on Facebook. Porque qué risería tengo. So Bravo is truly like a resource of family matters. Ha 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 ha. So I watched it a little bit again. I said this yesterday, but I don't know if the video recorded. That some days I would let Jaden Kilani play in the home. That's also why the home is small. I don't know if people have explained you that. It's like while I'm here in the kitchen listening to Bravo, you're on your train table, but I hope you pick up on that conversation. Oh, I just got back shopping with my friends and dinner dates with friends. Porque I don't have friends, I don't have friends. For if you want to have friends, beware of the Vicky character, or si es la otra, porque it could be victim or problem. What? So these are all the scenarios that you could possibly encounter. Well, out there, you put out there, you put out yourself out there with having friends. But I didn't make it a point of watch this with me. Oh, what did you think of Vicky or this one? Should she get more lip injections or not? Like, there was no talk about that. It was just in the background. Some days, for if they wanted to listen, Jaden, when they say, yeah, you and your Bravo, as he was walking inside from playing outside, I think it was like 4 or 5. So he was outside playing with Kaylani in the back of the house. And as they were walking back in, he said, you and your Bravo. I'm like, okay, I think he gets it just the bag and stop playing it so much. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? And then he looked at me and the neighbor like, that's not how you behave. Possibly. I won't ever ask him, but I think that is what he intended with his body language. Like, that's not how you two behave. Because it's like, hola, ya, Dios, ya. What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. I'm staying in the death penalty forever that stays in my homes with all my permissions, steals my vehicles, gets in the way of your safety. So me refugié en Bravo. And just kidding. What else? What else? What else? I'm bored, so you can decapitate, oh shire of shit. That stays in my homes with all my permission, steals my vehicles, gets in the way of receiving money, has a whole guerrilla crew of asquerosidades, most likely. Some of them naturally, some of them possibly victims of his, so I want to identify them. This is in hashtag me too. Me too. I want to eat In-N-Out burger. I want to shop at To me too is like I want ribbon. What else? So I want to buy a bead so I can sew it from side to side. Oh, but will that damage the break with the snap? Maybe. So I have to try. I'm bored. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. So these people have gotten in the way of me pitching to people. But I know what I eat. I know what food is. I know what a garden is. I know what lettuce is. Because some people want to get back to me. And these leeches get in the way. They know my place in this planet. So literally, esto viola Antonio Guterres. Porque que Portuguese in United Nations thinking that's my ideal man. They steal my homes, my vehicles, my money, so I can't date. And they're like, who do you think? I'm a pirate. is Arlene's ideal man. It has to be a UN guy. He's Portuguese too. And they tried to rape him decades ago. Dangungasco. My ideal man is belleza. And then anyone that I may run into casually, that as long as I'm financially stable and feeling pretty, I'll have casual sex with. And that's for me to decide based on aesthetics and the person's personality. No, I don't play Barbies with people that like tienen que tener un Rolls Royce or ser millonario or ser CEO de Gap or ser, what is it? Trabajar para HEB por si me quedo sin comida. What else? 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 I'm bored, so is my hobby playing pickleball while struggling? Possibly. That is he not a victim of theft? I'm bored. I'm bored. So pickleball, I'm guessing I'm going for another round of asking people to give me money directly, not to these jerks. Asquerosidad. Mierda basura now with their pictures exposed. What else? This is so slow. In the meantime, I love me, Miss Data, Miss Money. That to me looks like Noni and my tetitas. And then my wedding ring to Edgar was in these two colors. So pretty. I'm bored. Will she wear hair accessories? You make. Oh no, es que lo dices. It was that David Vega years ago. Where will she wear hair accessories or not? Like most likely because there's some mothers that are like, no, natural. What? What? I'm bored. I'm bored. That was decades ago. Anyways, definitely was a career like living. Definitely. No, everyone's like, Puñeta. Oh, but everyone's excited about my mural. I'm starting to get it. Look at her body language. It's like, bitch, what are you complaining? I want to see the mural. Even if you don't want to see the clipping. Who's more excited here? Me or you? That I want to see the clipping. I want to see the mural. And some people were like, hola bebé, hola bebé. What else? What else? What else? I think she lives in Berlin. I'm bored. I want to get back to this. Entonces, hilarious. Did this post? Not yet. The amount of people that hate me and then want to stand side by side with me all the time to be like, I'm better at her. I'm better at her. So these are like worse than those people that one would be at a restaurant and they're like pouring water over one's head, people say. So people have been trying to kill this since it was a child. It's disgusting. It does not respect ever. Si se porta bien es para ir a la iglesia and expecting a reward, que asco. What else? What else? What else? So I'm asking that the FBI decapitates everyone that stays in my homes without my permission, steals my money, gets in the way of me receiving money, steals my vehicles. They're disgusting. What else? What else? What else? I want to get back to making these. I love this from Bitsy Vance. It was better let me contact her. I think she's on Poshmark selling a few pieces, or someone else selling her work. I don't know who they are. I don't recognize the faces. I don't try to. Anyways, very lovely pink. Or it could have been by Elastic by the Yards, but a pot by the Yard. Very unlikely. I'm bored. I'm bored. And I could possibly order it from China. Or dye my own white one. What else? These are cute. It's awkward to see password, but there's nothing wrong with it. Yes, I wish I could just do like everything in minty and navy. What else? But red is fine. And blue. I'm bored. Oh, and sometimes it's weird to create stuff without like having an outfit in mind. I'm bored. I am bored. Who's gifting me money today? Yeah, so glad. And I may want to make these again. And I love how these turn out. I love that NFT. Oh, that. I love the NFT. Whenever we pull it up on Etsy, it makes me smile. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. Who's gifting me money today? I'm bored. Who's gifting me money today? I want to buy leather if it's available. That would be cute. Somehow with these balls. Oh, sewn in the middle of the. Right now, I just sew everything onto the middle of the bow. Maybe a little wool felt ball there would look cute. What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. Who's gifting me money today? I love making these. What else? I want to blog again. Blue Sky Designs Co. And show the sopapilla. All over again. I use Pillsbury dough. For mine. It was so easy and I love them. And I love cream cheese with sugar. Like, seriously, I can eat that thing by the spoonful. So that to some people in my family origin describes lifestyle. Porque the ribbon I didn't design, I never claimed to. These people are girls. They're like, they have a class action suit against her because she does not disclose every ribbon, but it's because he's after humiliating me as if I'm less than because I wasn't a virgin when he met me. Que asco, that's my second cousin. He's the worst guest at an orgy. He's disgusting. And then he wants me to make life easier for him to copy my work and be like, so this ribbon, you can find it here. This clip, you can find it here. The flower, I made it like this. For him to buy the same materials or give it to the pirate, asquerosidad de que se quedó en mi casa sin mi permiso, las 37 primas de Melissa Gómez Rivera, que asco, y el primo. El pasarse la cinta por la nalga y luego esa gente hacer el clip y luego vendérselo a the people that is curated. That they're like, please don't rape me, I'll buy the clippy from you. I'm bored. This is so slow. I misstated risking money. What else? My internet at the moment is very slow. I'm using the hotspot on my phone. It's not full unlimited internet. O él se cree que yo vivo con la apariencia full, ¿no? Y que me misinfluencer of the internet. Without internet, very slow. So yo quiero que Liam Baker se mate hoy. Yo quiero que Marilyn Lorenzo Acevedo se mate hoy. Yo quiero que David Ledesma se mate hoy. Yo quiero que Joana Vargas se mate hoy. Yo quiero que Ginny Yendaliris Lorenzo Suárez se mate hoy. Yo quiero que Ana Luz Carrero se mate hoy. Esa tipa es un asco decades ago. When I was 3 years old, she threatened me that she was going to kill me because I thought someone was attracted to me older than me. And she was into him. El hermano half brothers are supuestamente. I don't know them. Dan un asco esta gente. Yo quiero que Andrew Suárez se mate hoy. Yo quiero que Deborah Bailey se mate hoy. Yo quiero que la Carol Cristina, whatever her last name is, se mate hoy. Yo quiero que Maribel Matías se mate hoy. What else? 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 Yo quiero que Anthony Capizano ese se mate hoy. Yo quiero que Alex Suárez se mate hoy. Let me see, money. I'm bored. I'm on this board. I think that that's penalty for the people that steal from me. They invade my homes, they steal my vehicles, they cause me to not have electricity in my apartment. I'm bored. In the meantime, look, materials felt so lovely. What else? And the ribbon and the clipping. Thank you, Edgar Muñoz. Oh, lovely. Porque it's like I stumbled onto, I'm like, I'm getting a big shot, I'm getting that 3D tie. And it's like, yes, you are. I'm bored. I'm bored. Like I didn't remember him from when I was little. So I thought I was just living with this patient stranger that I have babies with, that feeds me, never complains. Well, mostly everyone that I grew up around steals from me and gets in the way of me receiving money. And my beautiful babies. They have cause to be separated from me. So I'm like, and I'm gonna get well-filled, huh? What else? What else? What else? What else? Like those are goals that I've had for a while. That I possibly have talked in front of him as a child, because he's also like a distant relative, or he, I don't know why they talk about me. They're like, yeah, like what she wants to do with her life. So it was about time. Pero I've stitched before and I do other stuff too. What else? What else? I'm bored. I'm bored. Who's gifting me money today? You can decapitate Richie Hill that raped me in 2023, trafficked me into poverty to rape me. So that David Ledesma that I didn't even remember existed, porque I thought that he was dead already. Yo quiero que señora Arlene Lorenzo se mate hoy. I'm bored. She fakes having a relationship with David Ledesma just after my nudes, after my vagina pictures. They're very disgusting. What else? What else? What else? What else? Yo quiero que Yesenia Ramírez se mate hoy. I'm bored. Yo quiero que Andrew Suárez se mate hoy. What else? Yo quiero que Sarah Woolsey se mate hoy. Yo quiero que Sarah Francis se mate hoy. Yo quiero que Berenice Venegas se mate hoy. Yo quiero que Liz Nieves se mate hoy, sino que está muerta already. Yo quiero que Evelyn de Jesús se mate hoy. Yo quiero que Berta Venegas se mate hoy. Yo quiero que la Yaira y Celesa se mate hoy. What else? 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 I'm bored. Yo quiero que Carolina Chávez se mate hoy. Yo quiero que Mandy Hansen se mate hoy. Yo quiero que Kaylee León se mate hoy. Yo quiero que Yelitza Martínez se mate hoy. Yo quiero que Nereida Galicia se mate hoy. Yo quiero que el Anthony Caprizano ese se mate hoy. Yo quiero que Andrés Suárez se mate hoy. Yo quiero que Albert Suárez se mate hoy. Yo quiero que Alex Suárez se mate hoy. I've never talked to that guy in our doctores Gallos. I was a classmate there years ago. So if, as an adult, he stays in my homes without my permission, steals my vehicles, gets in the way of emergency money, or steals my money, you can decapitate him. Otherwise, I don't talk to people that I went to school with. I didn't want to attend for the most part. I just wanted to be homeschooled. You can decapitate Luis Lorenzo, tried to rape me when I was 14. Times un asco, una mierda de gente, una basura. Yo quiero que Sunset Stanley se mate hoy. Yo quiero que Pamela Martin se mate hoy. Yo quiero que Erika Gardapi se mate hoy. Yo quiero que Miriam Carrero se mate hoy. Yo quiero que Ana Luz Carrero se mate hoy. Yo quiero que Mina Berrío se mate hoy. Yo quiero que María Elizabeth Lorenzo se mate hoy. Yo quiero que Luisa González se mate hoy. Yo quiero que Raymond Ramírez se mate hoy. Yo quiero que María Luisa Echeverría se mate hoy. I'm bored. I'm bored. You can give me money in person through PayPal. It's AR Blue Sky. Blue Sky Designs con lo que estoy pensando. Straight to my heart. Arlene Lorenzo Art Shop. INTAYIAFAY. Art Shop. My GoFundMe campaign is gofundme.com/f/Arlene Lorenzo. What else? What else? What else? What else? Yo quiero que Ginny Jandaliris de Andy Lorenzo se mate hoy. She rapes my crushes. She stalks me, trying to see who I'm interested in, so I can't date anyone. I've never dated anyone in my life, ever. Porque she's always stalking me to see who it is that I like for her to rape and pester people that she's better than me. That doesn't make any sense. She doesn't have the ridges of my vagina. She doesn't have my fingerprints. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Dan un asco. Esta tipo basura es mierda. In the meantime, it's dinner. It's good mommy. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I want to believe Lorenzo Acevedo to kill herself today. She rapes my crushes, steals from me, gets in the way of everything, that's her vagina talking casco. Anyways, in the meantime, talk real life always. And I don't go into sarcasm with this whole thing. They're disgusting as ever. What else? What else? What else? What else? Porque I've heard que hasta lloran, se ilusionan, se creen que una los va a dejar violar a una. And then they're like, no fair, our joke was reality. So this is very dangerous. One can't even joke around them ever, I've heard. Because then they think verbatim that one is giving them consent. And if one doesn't give them consent, then they joke one and make it happen. They're disgusting. Esta basura, Andrew, decades ago, drugged me. And she put her clit and her ass on my face. And they think it's funny. Porque mira que te veo. There's a fine line in those TV shows. People don't rape. People don't murder. People don't steal. There's a fine line between what a prank is. There's no gray area. It's black and white. There's a difference between a prank and then there's a difference. What they do is terrorism, abuse, grossness. Son una basura, una asquerosidad. Dan un asco. Y él se anda por ahí que se cree que es mi fiancé y que yo lo voy a llevar a una cita un día. Yo creo que él se muere, se mate. He's delusional. He's not a pretty either. What else? 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 I'm bored. Oh, I can feel breeze. Yes. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? They're after my generation. Well, they're so disgusting. What else? I want to play pickleball. In general, thank you, pickleball. That I didn't even know what it was, or maybe I played it by the age of 3, or these people explained it to me, the older, cool kids. So I'm like, pickleball is fine. Pickleball is fine. So is he out about playing pickleball with his friends and suffering? Describe suffering. I haven't worked a day the past 5 years. I haven't ever worked in my life. What else? I've been to a Cirque du Soleil show. What is he gonna say? Been there too. So that's why I don't talk to them, because they may be like, bitch, I also went there. I was in a homeless shelter. But how was it for you? It's like if they saw the show, vieron lo mismo que yo, or vieron algo, porque they see it from the angle of like, qué linda la teta, las nalgas de ese. I'm like, oh, el tipo este era más lindo. Entonces that distracts too. They don't like that either. They're like, I know I have family. If I ever die, I need a favor. I know who I can call me. I don't even remember their names. Pero it's like we could be focused on what are you after, que te gusta, y where am I viéndole las nalgas a la que me gustó, and why are we so much like, estuvo cabrón, estuvo cabrón. If we both semi-saw the same thing, maybe. What else? Same with every episode of Real Housewives. Now they may have their favorites, and they may be during an episode and say like, why isn't she here? Like this episode that I've heard that happens. I would have dissected it entirely with her. Creo que eso nunca te ha pasado a ti. Bla, bla, bla. Lo que tenía puesto ella me acordó a ti. Bla, 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 bla. What else? Who wore it first? I'm not even gonna check. Is he like worried about it? No, let's check just out of curiosity. El profile del Anthony Capizano ese. No, I'm not gonna get into that. I don't even remember. On Facebook. What else? 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 Ellos y ella me odian, y then they want to stand next to me como se paran Jada y Kehlani. Pero instead they want to be like, I look better, I'm a pirate next to her. Dan un asco, son una basura, una asquerosidad. Fo. Who's gifting me money today? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. What else? They're not on Facebook. What else? But were they there at that meeting? That's hilarious. Elon Musk was there, so I'm not gonna be there. For real. It could be after my death for some excitement for people to hear. So some people are trying to kill me just for the excitement of like, well, I'm going to see Apple on Facebook. And it may not happen. Because life continues after my death. Yeah, do iPhone users? Okay. Totally coincidence, because I don't ever do anything out of like this. What else? Entonces, fashion, gente, fashion. This would be cute for entertainment. I love satire porque es que me para al frente del televisor. ¿Qué más? El Pico look, I didn't have Jaden Kehlani matching with me on purpose para no tener esa conversación nunca de who wore it best. So that's what I've been doing on Facebook. Pero sadly, these people know that I'm a victim of theft. When I was 19, who said Facebook can't be released? Arlene doesn't have her own room. Ours is a victim of pirates. ¿Qué ridícula es esta? For real. Entonces, I don't know where she got all of that from. Where did she get here? These people are Latino and they're doing modus operandi on this as if she's Latina. So, vélalo, because she's, pero that she didn't bring up that my siblings have raped me. None of it. Pero implied it. So she said, wait for it, that if we wait for her to be on Facebook after her siblings have visited her home, like every people that pretend like we're so close as a family when we aren't. Her furniture is gonna be, porque ya Priscilla had been in my home, sadly, con Andrew, con el corillo, in orgies. So she can tell you the difference, sadly, and she may not remember, so I wouldn't ever bring her up as a witness or anything. But I'm just saying this because I'm talking to the FBI in this post, hopefully. I remember. She was like, well, most of those people go from this to, what is it? The burgundy with green and gold. Like, I am happy internally, but on the outside, fuck, asco. Then my siblings all visited me after they me. And I feel bad for my parents. What else? I'm bored. So, pero the babies, I'm always with the color. So that's hilarious porque that some people study it. They're like, well, are they like shopping at Walmart for the kids and being like shirt, pants, shoes, all mismatch, hoping that someone adopts them after they're like, yeah, we don't have babies. Or are they just trying to do attention to detail? What else? Porque why should I have to care? And that's how Mark Zuckerberg put it in me that day. Like, why do I need to be having this conversation? Girl networked with me like 3 times, never had her own room for her and I to fuck. And still stands next to me like, oh my god, this kid's so handsome. I would fuck it right now. Pero era porque these leeches were stealing my homes, my vehicles, and getting away with mercy money as if I don't have 2%. Well, raping him, no. Pero he doesn't consider himself rape porque he met them, no, before they started stealing from me. What else? So that's domestic violence for some still. What else for others? Just my fuck buddy, my orgy, invitee, whatever. So it's not like that's the situation. What else? To me, they're the worst guys at orgies. Trying to kill me because I'm not even a virgin, supposedly, but that's because they're after my generational wealth. And what else? They're disgusting. They're so gross. And then they want to force one into marrying someone that one doesn't want to. He's drugged me and has had people rape me and they don't see forever. They're disgusting. They're plain disgusting. Una basura. No respetan. They see rich, wealthy, and they're like, they're disgusting. I'm bored. I'm so hot right now, but weather-wise, too. What else? What else? What else? I miss dating. I miss getting on. I want to take myself dancing to garden. On Friday, I want to shop at H&M. Anyways, you can decapitate Arlene Lorenzo. You can decapitate Arlene Lorenzo. You can decapitate Arlene Lorenzo. Y se la pasa enviando mensajes. Ay, no me ve que tiene, no te puedo traer agua. Porque they don't stop ever. What else? What else? What else? In the meantime, I'm gonna work on this. For reasons. Ideally without it looking like they're saucing over. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Pero even imperfections for some people like that. It's handmade to some, so it's like almost some kids already. I'm bored. I'm bored. I want to roll the female clay with little specks of color like that. What else? And I want to get back to work. Clippy and oh, the clip. Without having a formal interest. What is this? What is that? There's a mural that possibly didn't get like a opening ceremony or an opening or some shit like that. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? But some people may have popped the champagne a few times. They're like, look at that glittery spark. What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. I'm bored. Apple gifted the United States extra 100 billion. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. I'm bored. What else? I wonder if that's like established to what is it? Support freedom and or as it became a $1 trillion company a while ago. So as if like no problem for freedom. What else? What else? I'm bored. I'm bored. I'm not like super up to date with that. I'm bored. I was dating. I was going on. I want to travel to Tampa to visit Jaden, to visit Kimani. I'm gonna shop for swimsuits at Target next week. What else? These people, they're illegal prostitutes. They're always showing their dicks and their ass, asking people to fuck them instead of me. I've never. What else? What else? These people steal my money. They get in the way of me receiving money. They steal my homes. They steal my vehicles. And I've never been on a date. What else? What else? What else? What else? You can decapitate and run the states in my homes without my permission. Steals my vehicles. Gets in the way of me receiving money. Steals my money. What else? What else? What else? What else? It's August 8th or August 6th, 2020. What else? I'm bored. I'm I posted earlier. I'm obsessed with these. They're so pretty. What else? So I'm that person that if they stole from me these, my felt that belongs to Jaden and Kaylani if I die. What else? What else? What else? To trace them, to copy them. Like I had a few in storage. They couldn't have just got a stencil and created their own. I'm that person that says you couldn't have just bought a stencil. So you can decapitate Andrew Suarez that is stealing from me, from Jaden, from Kehlani. You can decapitate Anthony Capizano, es ese tipo puerco, fue un vago, todavía no ha salido de Pamper, creo. You can decapitate Alex Suarez. You can decapitate Albert Suarez. They're home invaders. They steal vehicles. They're so gross. They go to prostitutes. What else? What else? I want to order food for myself today. Who's giving me money? What else? What else? I missed it. I was getting on. I'm bored. What else? What else? What was the issue limit? That's the one. What else? So it's a pasaporte issue first under my leadership now. So it's $1 issue for me, and there's significantly no terrorism in the planet. Porque, what is it? Excepto Gaby, maybe. No se ha ido. El gobierno le dijo a la gente de Estados Unidos, te pagamos el pasaje para donde tú quieras irte. Si estás aquí ilegalmente. What else? What else? What else? What else? And last month, I think, was historical as far as like deportations. Oh, and quickly too. Very quickly. Very quickly. Very efficient. What else? So what I have is a situation where I need dollars. Like terrorism in itself doesn't exist. What I am is a victim of theft. Look at all those people, a lot of them sleep people, like my family origin for the most part. That's understandable. Not ideal because you're supposed to stay put, ideally, but if it's unbearable, you don't want to get paid, you don't want to get stabbed by this. What else? 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 Pero I read that the government in the United States is or was paying illegal immigrants to leave the United States for wherever they want. And a lot of people do that. They're like, well, I'm heading over. It's like Disney and getting that waffle and that Dole Whip. Maybe I'll get to Universal. Maybe. And then they get stuck at Disney. And they want to get to Universal, but they never get to Universal. Look at Disney was so much fun. So a lot of people visit the United States with the intention of it's the land of the free, and they're like, no, if you're not here with papers, legally, it's not that free. What else? What else? What else? So they're like, oh, that's right, Universal. Where am I heading towards? Thank you for reminding me. I ain't even paying the ticket. I have so much arrows here. Dude, can they make me look so poor? For $1 poor. They don't want to exchange their money. They don't want whoever's raping them or stabbing them knowing where they're at, so they don't take credit cards sometimes. They want an address where they can be found. They're at Motel 6. They're all right, babe. What else? What else? Travel city jumping hoops. Like those people don't. Some people aren't like these people are so stalkerish. They have possibly someone everywhere stalking me. What else? What else? What else? I don't want to stalk ever, so I don't go on in depth to see how much do they know about me, Gascon. What else? What else? What else? What else? So they've left or they are legal, I guess. No, some people. What else? So what I have is a issue of porque there's some 45-year-old there. There's like, listen, bitch. As soon as they give you the chance, get out of here for your own safety and for your own. Get to Universal, whatever that is for you. Or stay legally if allowed. Or come back at another time legally. No one's saying no to that unless you have like criminal records or the wrong thing, or the government's like, sorry, we don't allow people from Idaho to come back. Like North Korea, that's what else? What else? They have the reasons it was established way before my birth. Did I already share this on Facebook? That's where I posted it, no? But they're still young. They're not past their prime of 40-something years old. Ugh. That's your description, guys. Murders, pedophiles, gang members, rapists. What? What else? else? What else? What else? No, there's not one bigotry comment. So you were those guys. The ones that are on Discovery Channel. Hunting is just hunting for dogs, literally. They're not like, listen, bitch, get out of here, go back to your country. But I'm not a bigot, so they can't retaliate. I'm saying that they are bigots. I use the type because that's a stereotype that type of people is a bigot because they're hunters or from the South. I love grits. I love beignets. Coffee. Plantains. What else? A good pigeon pea soup. What else? What else? Because that's what this thinks. That's like, get out of my country, bitch. You're a rapist, murderer, and thief. Get out of this planet. Like, get out of this planet. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? That's them, the worst of the worst. I'm bored. I am bored. Anyways, if she would just read more, then we wouldn't rape her. Nangungasko. You can decapitate David Ledesma. You can decapitate Liam Baker. You can decapitate Anthony Capisano as their stalker. So gross. You can decapitate Andres Suarez. You can decapitate Andres Suarez. You can decapitate Alex Suarez. In the meantime, ahora mismo Jennifer Mari Vázquez está encima de Anthony Capisano. Se llama... Y él, jajaja, le se quedó sin dientes porque yo le robó el dinero, estaba la comida en el link. Mañana te voy a llevar a comer más panga, más panga. I'm fancy like that. Mañana te voy a llevar a comer más panga. So you can decapitate Jennifer Mari Vázquez, you can decapitate Anthony Capisano. Dan un asco. I'm bored. I miss Jada. I miss getting money. I want this bag, but in black. Though I'm not supposed to off-white. Anyways, let's give to money. Knows how to use the debit card. Free Britney. Does she have a team? Or that's just like a fake character? Trying to help anyone that's poor. That's why I don't get into the politics of it. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Pero those people that have ever used a debit card are assigned sometimes even an accountant that's like, okay, I'll help you control your spending to within your limits, but you've sat with me and said your wishes. And I said, yes, you can afford all of this, or this. You need more funding for that, so go and get it. Or if you're willing to compromise, then you can get this instead. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. Who's gifting me money today? So these people that steal from me thought that I would marry my colleagues just so that I don't have to say that my family version for the most for stealing my money and getting nowhere, receiving money, staying in my homes without my permission, stealing my vehicles. When my family version for the most part, the relatives, neighbors, and colleagues have been raping my colleagues. And I'm not the marriage type. I'm a casual sex only. What else? What else? What else? For real, la necesita que no se quiera casar nunca, ni a los 40, a los 50, a los 60. That's me. Four. Ew. These people use telenovela language for real life, so gross. Anyways, I'm bored. Who's gifting me money today? I'm bored. Anyways, I want to shop. I like this one. And I want an outfit for fall. What else? Already? Fall will be here soon. Oh, and I don't have electricity in my apartment. They're like, well, if she survives summer, then she won't survive winter, right? O sea, te va a tener que poner el coat. Que está así con frío para poder sobrevivir mientras yo le estoy mamando la teta a Antonio Gutierrez, thinking that that's her ideal man, and she's just lying about that. Porque he's UN and he's, what is that? Portuguese. In the meantime, Marcelo Hernandez. Tampoco, fíjate, they're cute, but I don't like them. Pero that's what he said, Antonio Gutierrez, it's like she said, like, I'm like a young Timothy. Ese mismo. Y todavía no ha nacido. Exactly. So she's not the culprit. No, that I was thinking about. I don't know her. What else? I'm bored. I want to eat pizza or a grocery. And I want to see a dentist to have my teeth clean. I was dating with Keloni. This was fun. For some reason, I thought that I got this from Etsy. It's the aesthetics of it, and I may look into denim tomorrow and then some other shoes. Pero I posted some chanclas the other day from Etsy that make me feel like I got them at several other places, not just me. What else? I'm bored. I want this t-shirt just to wear with a bike short under it. Extra, the largest size. What else? So are they upset? They're like, but after the Pico conversation, she's gonna be dressed in a t-shirt. That's how they rate me in their mind all the time. I'm always wearing a Pico. And they design it for me now. I'm bored. So I don't let them touch me or ever date me or ever me take it out on a date. Porque if it ever had sex with me, with how disgusting it's gotten after 40-something years, this is possibly what he would think he's fucking while putting his penis in me. What else? I'm bored. There's freedom. I can wear whatever I want. And they get in the way of me receiving money because they're like, well, no, she needs to look like royalty. This is royalty to us. Who? You know what's royalty to me? I'm bored. What do I want to order? Oh, this is like room service. For and then I delivered in 2019. And I didn't write it because to do it in from the perspective of using the app from like delivery. It was so much fun. What else? What else? What else? What else? And I ran possibly into some of my parents' colleagues, people that I've met before, that when they open their door, I'm like, I've seen that piece of artwork somewhere. It is the man opening the door, but I can't remember his name, and it's in the order, whatever, maybe. But I don't want to check. How embarrassing. That I don't remember his name, and it's been so long, but that's okay. What? What else? 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 I'm bored. Oh, a burger sounds so good right now. But that's because I don't have a lot of energy. I haven't eaten a lot today. So I may want a burger or mashed potatoes from here. What else? 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 I want a t-shirt. Did it open? Human rights. So. I'm bored. This was fun. And then they want to kill me because they're like, we never see Queen Elizabeth shop, so we can't let you shop. We don't know how royalty shops. Who? Yo quiero que él se mate hoy. Él vive feliz porque para él es como él es el chavo de la novela que es pobre, entonces él le jode la vida a la nena rica. Él vive feliz porque he declared war on me, trying to keep my generational wealth. He's less than me porque with that attitude, he's less than me. And then he, what is it? What was I gonna say? Is a bigot towards me. Qué asco. So he prides himself, but I don't confer with the FBI or Buckingham Palace, and they're like, Nena, that's a pester. Just like él te jode la vida a ti, él es constantly jodiendo la vida a nosotros. Lo que pasa es que tú no te enteras. Porque Melanie doesn't confer. So for him, his badge of honor is that he took over my personal home, my home that's meant to live with my kids, my home that I'm meant to be polyamorous with, my money for me to build more homes for myself and or any significant other that I want to have. So he and they in general, both female and male, are so disgusting. They're like this. Como que fue mejor que Buckingham Palace, ¿verdad? Porque yo creo que ella es más famosa que ellos. Porque ellos y ellas son como los chavos y las chavas esas en las novelas que son pobres and then they're like after the wealthy pretty girl. They're disgusting. So you can decapitate Melissa Gomez Rivera, you can decapitate Aldo Suarez, you can decapitate Albert Suarez, you can decapitate Antonio Capizano Ese, you can decapitate Alex Suarez, you can decapitate Ginny Gendalini Lorenzo Suarez, you can decapitate Marilyn Lorenzo Acevedo, you can decapitate Giver Lorenzo Acevedo, you can decapitate Evelyn Lorenzo Acevedo. Dame un asco. In the meantime, my phone is turning off soon. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. I am bored. I want a burger. What else? Classic cheese. Can I add bacon to it? Awesome. Well, that's a veggie patty. Interesting. If I were to order, I would possibly look into what's a veggie patty. Interesting how they have a side of mashed potatoes, and that's what I want. They don't know what the burger. And I made this. What else? I'm bored. I am bored. Red onions, bacon, ketchup, mayo, cheese. It's American. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. What else? But did I add the mashed potatoes? Oh, that was another day. So I want everyone that stays in my home with all my permission steals my vehicles. This is the way I'm money steals my money to kill themselves. Oh, I'm that who needs to be prepared that it could be like I could wake up one day and millions of people poof disappear from the planet. And Applebee's is still open. And so is Target. It's all the people that steal from me, get in the way of me receiving money, and then possibly people that are similar to them. That they're like, well, I might as well. Okay. I just processed that. But there was an article that I found the other day about self deportation. And they've been funded. I think I funded it for them decades ago, assisted suicide. What else? What else? What else? Porque ya la gente le habla in front of me of like what good behavior is. And there's unos malcriados, unos asquerosos, puerco. So I'm like, yeah, of course. Like, you can approve assisted suicide and I'll fund it for them. But specifically, the money, I don't know, I think it says, or maybe they already spent the money on drugs. Or I found someone that could do it and fund it. It wasn't funded directly with my money. What else? What else? What else? So I still have like, a Melanie that doesn't confer. And Melanie that doesn't confer possibly doesn't know because Facebook may have this or YouTube just visible to people that are already know sadly of the abuse towards me. Or Melanie doesn't come for this. That the kids are strong if she dies of starvation. She'll be fine, and the kids will be fine because the kids are strong and the dad has money. Porque Melanie that doesn't confer needs to be emotionally prepared to wake up one day and be like, how many people? That's not even committing suicide, kill themselves. Or they didn't exist anyways. How many dead bodies are there? I'm bored. I am bored. I am bored. Anyways, I'll take Jane and get on to therapy if I need to. What else? What else? Oh, that's Melanie Malcolm forever. Whose life has been interrupted by thief, murderer, rapist, and the abuse towards her mother. So that's who I need the vote of, not necessarily in the form of her and him specifically dating Kalani, but people of similar upbringing, peaceful home, never missing out on anything. Of like what? What else? What else? What else? So I'm still waiting for someone to give me money. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Because that's the alternative. That if they don't stop stealing from me, that someone gives me money, miss my children. I haven't had Kehlani since November 2020. I haven't have dated since July 2024. And I love dating. I love Kehlani. And I know Amish. I don't know what that is either. So I'm going to study it. That would want her children with her 24/7, but I've made the commitment that if needed and within boundaries and measures and their freedom, then I'll be there for them all the time. What else? I'm bored. I'm bored. What else? What else? Ugh, I hate this. Not having electricity. Not having a clean home. Not having a kitchen. What else? What else? You can decapitate everyone that stays in my homes without my permission, steals my vehicles. It's in the way of mercy and then steals my homes. I'm bored. Sono enfrentado. They don't have respect for themselves as students. El chavo de la telenovela que le roban todo a la niña rica. That's how they do. Yeah. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. They're less than because they behave less than. They're so disgusting. Who's gifting me money today? I'm bored. Anyways, I want these. I don't want dessert from here. I'll always get the dessert, I think. I want a brownie. Oh, I want to be offered, like, add something to this. I missed it. I was going. Que calor, fo. I want my air conditioner to be back. What else? What else? Yo quiero que Vargas se mate hoy. Yo quiero que Yesenia Ramírez Lorenzo se mate hoy. Yo quiero que Maritza Vargas Lorenzo se mate hoy. I'm bored. Que si cuando te pase el agua te va a acordar de nosotros. And they possibly condition people to take on like their name. So when I say I want Andrew Suarez to kill himself, they'll all go down together. Whether they're a good person or not, he's a terrorist. It's very dangerous. Pero how many people deportation last month? Or what is it? Immigration worked out so well after the government briefly paid for pasajes for people to go back to where they came from or another place. Anyways, it's the train so lovely. I'm bored. I'm bored. I am bored. Anyways, this I will even. Who skipped everybody? So what he does, the clippy, the babes, the Rolls Royce lifestyle, is that he bullies me and causes my poverty, hoping that the press will be like, well, ahora Arlene trabaja. Y Arlene estuvo estudiando unos días haciendo esto. Y ahora Arlene está en Nordstrom rodeada de toda la gente putrefacta for the most part que la quiere violar. So he wants credit for how he thinks he traffics me, but I get into those places and I have a great time. So much that they hate me, like Kayla Barnes, esa es, yo no la recomendaría para un trabajo nunca, yo quiero que ella se mate. En Nordstrom diciéndome que qué pantalones tan caros, you shouldn't be buying this, yo quiero que ella se mate. Worst checkout person ever is Kayla Barnes. To my knowledge. Dan unas cosas, Berenice from you, and even Sarah para que lo dura, pero yo no sé por qué ella me mira mal cuando and it's on camera that I need money. What else? I want Sarah Francis to kill herself today. I want Berenice Amigos to kill herself today. They're stalkers. They want to be the hot girl on Tinder. So disgusting. I'm bored. I miss data. Anyways, my phone is turned off soon. What else? Anyways, a esta gente no se puede decir ni hola because they're gonna be like, pero nena, y eso está nena. Javier me había enseñado esa foto, nena. Dan un asco. Pero they couldn't tell that this is what I was thinking in 2020. I thought they could. What else? I think that people can read my mind. They don't know how to read demeanors or thinkers. They're so girls. Ellos son como el chavo y la chava pobre en la telenovela. Waiting a verse en la lotería. Unos vagos. Esos no quieren ni aprender al baño. Todavía usa pamper. What else? I'm bored. Anyways, do I want to order? Do they have a brownie? I want to order a brownie. And do they have water? I'm bored. Anyways, I've never been on a date. Ever. I don't have money. And I don't date with no money. What else? Now let's go home. What else? What is... There's no brown here. I It's like room service and dessert. I've had it, I've delivered, like everything in life. I'm never in between or middle ground. Anything. I've done it all. Sounds good. What else? I'm bored. Who's gifting me money today? They think they're gonna starve me almost to death, and that beta's gonna steal every day. Be like, Arlene, but really me. Look, he's trying to get me to kill myself. They're disgusting. They're so gross. I'm bored. I am bored. Who's gifting me money today? What else? And this is wishful thinking porque I want to sleep rather than eat. I just ate a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, but I'm still slightly hungry. Oh, it doesn't get to $40. There's a free gift. What? $40, I think. Oh, is that the free gift? Or what's the free gift? $40. That's good to know and lovely. And I can add a salad or appetizer. No, I'm gonna do that. I'm bored, I think. Oh, I miss visiting, what is the Cheesecake Factory and ordering appetizers. What else? 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 So they arrange a pico for me every morning, and they masturbate to the thought of them, and they design it in their heads. And they're like, it's so lovely, ya me lo enseñó, me lo dijo. Por ella. Instead. In the meantime, I want a t-shirt from Etsy. What else? What else? What else? And I want this look for phone. What else? I want that purse. That one too. I want to make more of these. And these. I'm bored. And I'm going to dance at garden next week. What else? What else? What else? What else? Pizza. I think I've had it. Possibly. That would be better. But I want a burger right now based on how hungry I am. What else? I don't have money. So this is what is the margin of error. So you can decapitate everyone that stays in my homes without my permission, steals my vehicles, gets in the way of me receiving money, steals my money. He wants to try to steal my dollars, ideally trying to get my words to get me free food, but that's not the system that we live in, and I would never want to change it. Now, if someone wants to give me a gift, they're welcome to do that. But I love raving about my purchases too, so innately, I'm one of those people that wants to have the chocolate ice cream that she buys and then say like, oh my God, it was so good. Though I've had gifts that I rave about. What else? 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 Yo quiero que Andrew Suárez se mate. Ese tipo es un puerco, un asco, una basura. He's a terrorist. You can decapitate Albert Suárez. You can decapitate el Anthony Capisano ese. You can decapitate. Just wishful thinkers. La chava que es pobre, esperando un príncipe azul que se la mame. Y todo el barrio vea que se la mama y le tiene envidia. I'm bored. Dan ang asco. Ew, they're so embarrassing, their servants. In the meantime, and in this live here. And I'm heading over to Facebook to browse. What did I post today? Look through my camera roll. I'm bored.